What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live video. Today on the left side here we have Tri Brigade, Fire King. This is the version of the deck that you guys are going to be wanting to play if you don't want to drop a couple $100 on the Sinful Spoils and the Bonfire package. And on the right side here we have Branded Despia, a deck that's getting a little bit more popular due to the fact that people are stopped playing Ash. I think that Ash is still a very good option, and of course some of the players are still playing it as well. It's a tech that a lot of players are thinking of, like, okay, well, if I'm playing against Fire King, I'm going to drop the Ash Blossom so that I can't get Heated, and then Heated goes into Princess, and then, we all know how that goes. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. We're on the road to 10K. We are going to be seeing the Tri Brigade build started off first with a tanky. Let's search for your Arvada or your copy of Fractal here, which we are seeing. We're going to see them activate the Fractal, and we do hit them with an Ash Blossom. They are going to be able to place the Fire King's Island onto the field, activating the effect, destroying the Arvada, searching for that copy of the Garunix, and then Garunix is going to activate its effects. The reason why I stopped a copy of the Fractals, because I didn't want them to get a bunch of the names in the graveyard there, but they already had their ways to get to it, and I was like, if you're starting with this, you may not have any kind of other access to any of the Tri Brigade lines. This is why I wanted to stop it as soon as possible, but they had the Karis instead, and also having the Island as well would have been a really good hit. But we are going to be seeing them make a 3-mat Appaloosa, and then they will be able to activate the effects of the Bear Brum to search for the Trap card, and then put one card to the bottom of the deck here. So going to be able to get that Shreg onto the field as well. And then just passing turn here, we do have the Barong in the standby phase. So you got to set a search for a copy of that Kieran here. But going for a Ponix instead, this is interesting to me. I feel like we would have gotten the points on the Shreg, but we do hit the Appaloosa with a copy of the Imperm. And so now all we have to do is deal with a copy of Shreg here. We can then get a normal summon out the copy of the of our Aluber here, searching for a Branded Lost, kind of telepathing that we have the Branded Fusion in the hand here. We're going to activate Lost, then we get to activate the Branded Fusion, sending the copy of Albaz as well as our copy of most likely Lubellion, but going for a Cartesia instead. Are we going to go right into the Sanctifier Dragon? I feel like we are probably going to go for, Albion, and then we're also going to activate the Lost here. We're going to be banishing the Aluber as well as the... we get to search first. Or no, it's Chainlink 1 Lost, Chainlink 2 Albion. Because Lost is mandatory, I believe. Or it's not mandatory. So I guess we get the chain however we want to. We're going to be summoning out the Queritus here. This can be able to deal with the copy of the Shreg. And we're going to activate the effect of the Albion here. We're going to see the Revolt being flipped face up. We are going to summon out. Keeping the card in the graveyard is keeping no cards in the banish pile is very interesting to me. I feel like you have to keep at least one of them there. That is a little bit of a misplay, I do believe. Because then when the Shreg leaves the field, it's obviously going to be able to add a level 1, which could have been the Ponix or the Nerval here. So definitely make sure you are able to do that. We are going to be activating the Courier on that Shreg effect. Quite nice for us. And we're going to see the effect here of the Aluber, or not the Aluber, of the Albion, setting the Retribution. We also have the Cartesia special summon herself out, so we can activate the effects whenever we want to. And we also have the Mercurier that has used its negate, which is really nice. You're going to be able to potentially go for like a Gimmick Puppet lock, or in this case, we're going to be activating the Cartesia using the Albion in itself to go for the Garangadal. Garangadal can then dump from the deck. Now we can dump a copy of Rinbrum. We can dump really whatever we need to here. There's lots of good options that we can dump either from the deck or the extra deck. We do have the Albaz set up as well, so we will be able to make the Sanctifier. The Sanctifier can bring back the Mercurier. So in this case, we probably dump the Gimmick Puppet so that we can just Gimmick Puppet our opponent, which is just really nice. They have the copy of Ponix in their hand here, but we're going to go Queritus effect, then we're going to go Battle Phase, attack over it. Then end phase, we're going to be adding back the Cartesia, then we're going to set a branded in red off the copy of Albion, and then passing turn. So this is why I thought they should have kept one banished, because I would have been able to add the Ponix, and then that would have been able to let them search for the Kieran here. But during the draw phase, we're going to activate the effect of branded in red, targeting back the Albaz, banishing the Albaz as well as the Cartesia, going for the Sanctifier Dragon, and then Lost as well as Sanctifier is going to activate the effects. We're going to give our opponent the copy of the Nightmare, and we're going to give ourselves some Mercurier, because Mercurier can also activate on the field here, and then it's going to scoop it up, realizing they have lost. We're going to be able to destroy it during the next turn, and then it's going to be game right then and there. And without Mirror Jade, one of my favorite monsters in the game. But yeah, it's really cool how you can go for like the Queritus. I've seen a lot of builds cut it. I think that in this format, it is quite good, going to be able to play over or beat over some of those Fire King boards as well in like some really weird spots. I also have like multiple options off that. Granganol is really nice. If they get rid of the Granganol or you put it in the graveyard, you can also get rid of it to summon out, like just turn everything to 0. And if they're not expecting it, or they have like an Appaloosa on the field, they're forced to negate it, or else they'll just lose their Appaloosa, which is just quite problematic. And then of course, if they do get rid of the Queritus, which a lot of times they will have a way to do it, like if they have like a Barone on the field, they're going to activate the effect, turn everything to 0, or they're going to negate the activation, destroy the card, and then you can actually summon out an Albaz from the deck, which is quite nice. And if you've ever used Albaz, you can summon out like an Aluber or even a Quem, because people do forget that it can summon that out. But moving on to game 2, we will see them go first once again here. Quite a good deck. I think that there is lots of potential for the deck to be explored. I think that it is a little bit weak to the hand traps. I was playing it for the past 3 weeks on the not branded, on a budget, on the Tri Brigade or Fire King budget. Which you guys definitely should check out. We do post every week. We're taking the locals. I know that the Dogmatica build was doing really good. We got first place at quite a few tournaments with the deck. Unfortunately, now we did switch over to the Fire King, which I'm most likely going to be selling those Tri Brigade cards for the Fire King stuff to be able to pick up like princesses, because it's just not what I'm looking to play for. We spent like 4 weeks picking up the Tri Brigade stuff, which is absolutely rough, but just definitely not the play for us. Moving back into the gameplay that you guys want to, we see an island activate. We do Ash that right away, which is quite impactful for them. But they do have the Nerval, their normal summon out, and they link away into the Amirage, activate the Nerval, affecting the search for the Karis. We're going to be seeing them activate the Karis, sending the copy of Arvada. That was the card that they wanted to be destroyed. What's really cool with the synergy of this is that if you had like a Nerval here, you could have normal summon the Nerval with no fires in hand, link away into the Amirage, and then you can actually activate the effect of Island, destroying the Amirage, which is really cool. And then you also get that Nerval effect as well. But we're going to see them, already getting hit with that Ash. They had the Arvada in the hand, and then we can get to do this instead. Going for our 3-mat Appaloosa and getting that copy of the Revolt by banishing those 2 cards with the Arvada, or with the Karis here. And then we get to set a mystery card and pass turn on this. We're going to start off by activating an Albion, which is going to be able to dump and draw us a card. Now, I really like this card because it does get you that +1. I say +1 because it sends a card to the graveyard, and you need lots of cards to be on the graveyard, like your Retribution, or your copy of Albaz in this case. If we have a copy of Cartesia, or even a branded in red in the hand already, you're not being able to play through some stuff, including that copy of the Appaloosa here. So we're going to summon out to the Cartesia, which we did have. We're normally summon the Luber, activating the effect of a Luber here. Gets hit with the Appaloosa, and we have to be careful, because if we go battle phase, Cartesia cannot activate in the battle phase, as well as, they will be able to summon out. But we're looking at it, and they realize that they actually don't have the materials to go for the copy of the, the Shurag here. So they didn't realize that, because they thought, it wasn't summoned properly. So they're going to summon out 2 of them, which is going to let them go for a copy of the Farajit. I think they realize that they don't want to activate that. I said, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. I understand that misplays happen. A lot of people do not remember that they did cheat out their copies of the cards. So that's really important to remember when you guys are playing, especially if you're new to the deck. Like, this is Kalen's first time playing the deck. He's not used to it, which is fine. We have to play. We're at a locals. You're testing it out, so big shout outs to him for doing that. That's one of the biggest problems that I have like with trap rates. I wish you could just, they weren't cheated out, they could just summon. That would be so crazy. But it'd be like, you'd be able to play multiple revolts and not even worry about it. And like the thing is, the game's not completely over yet because we're still giving them another turn, and they also have the revolt set up. So all I have to do is get one more monster on the field, and obviously they have a revolt going in absolutely hard. We did get rid of the Appaloosa there, which was quite nice for us, but if they would have had another monster to be able, they would have been able to get rid of our copy of Alubers, or the copy of Aluber. We would have had to chain the copy of the whatever it's called there. But we are going to go for the Grand Guidon in the main phase 2, which is going to be dumping the copy of Rinbrum here. Then we get to activate the Dear Servant, which is going to send the Albion. We do get to search for a copy of the Albaz here, which is quite nice. So we're going to have Albion going to be setting the branded in red, and then we have the copy of Rinbrum here. During our opponent's turn, summon out the Albaz from our graveyard. We also have the copy of Cartesia adding back to the hand here, which is pretty nice for us. But we're going to be passing on this, leaving them on 2 cards and that revolt. But unfortunately, it's just not that much. Like, we have so much that we can do here. So they're going to activate the revolt, which is going to be fine here, summoning out. And we're going to chain branded in red, targeting the Aluber here. They're going to chain their copy of Druisworm. So that does get rid of the branded in red. Then we're going to go for a copy of the Ferrigite here. This will actually give us, like, we have 2 options here. We can go for, yeah, so we're going to go for Ferrigite, and then we can activate the Albaz effect if we want to. Or we can go for the effect here of the Grand Guidon, because they did summon out the Bestial. That can let us summon out our copy of Quem here from the deck, or just going for, I feel like you just go for, yeah, for this you just go Grand Guidon, summon out Quem, dump. But we're also going to chain the effect here of Rinbrum, summoning out the Albaz. Yeah, I feel like you just definitely have to summon out the... I mean, this is fine. This summons out Quem in the end phase. If it gets destroyed, it also will give me, making us gain 1,000 and be able to negate. But we are going to get that kit search here. And then Albaz will be able to trigger, discarding a copy of the... whatever her name is, Cartesia, going for the copy of Mirror Jade here, and then we're going to activate the effect of the Luluwala to negate the effect of Fire King Island on the field, which is quite nice for us. And we still have the Mirror Jade, which is going to be able to trigger back the Cartesia to add it back during the end phase of this turn. And we also give a nice little boost, making Mirror Jade that 35 that it should have been. And then we're going to get the effect of the copy of Ferrigite to draw a card and put back. But now they don't have a way to special summon out another monster, so they're going to have to rely on their normal summon, which is quite impactful for us. They did add the kit, but they can't even go for the island, destroy the kit, or anything like that. So they're going to attempt to go battle phase. We are going to hit them with the copy of Mirror Jade, banishing, so they cannot summon, but that's fine. They're going to be normal summoning out a kit. Then they can activate the effect, banishing 4 here. And do we have them a courier in the hand? We do not, so that will get them to go for the copy of the Shurag. Shurag can then banish. If it is banished, if they do banish the Luluwalith, then we cannot activate the effects to summon out the copy of the Quem during the end phase here. But we will be able to add back we will be able to add Branded Fusion here. We're going to be adding back the Cartesia. We have an Albaz in the hand, so then we can just activate that effect, getting rid of it. It's like you're pretty much forced to... I guess they can go for a second Ferrigite, and then we're going to see Shurag add. It can add like anything they want. then we can go for like the double Dragon Lord's play. But we are going to be banishing the Luluwalith here. Then we're going to be seeing them search for a Ponix. We can special summon out the Ponix with the effect of the Farigite here. Searching us for a Sanctuary. Sanctuary can then place the island. That's going to be destroying all the monsters on the field here. Which is just not the greatest. But we now have the island effect, which is now back alive. If we had a fire monster in the hand, this would go quite hard here. Then we're going to be seeing the end phase Cartesia add back. And then the Albion going to be letting us add a branded fusion or even a branded opening in the hand if we really wanted to. Lots of different options for us. There could also be a world where you actually set branded retribution. That is something that I've done before in the past when you're getting into the grind games and you haven't put it in the graveyard. I think we did side it out at this point, but not too sure. We're going to see Ponix going to be adding back during the standby phase here, which is quite nice. But then we have an Albaz in graveyard, so we can special summon out the copy of Cartesia. We have now the Quem, so we can normal summon the Quem out, activating the effects. It does not really matter what we dump, but we're dumping the retribution anyways here. We can always add back the branded in red now, I guess, which is quite nice. But the game is essentially in our control, We already have dealt some damage. We're going to activate the effect of Cartesia here. Going to fuse, and I realized that we're not even playing the second Garanganol, so there's nothing we can do with that. We can activate the effect if we wanted to, but there's not really a point of doing that. We're trying to make it so that Quem can bring back out the Mirror Jade for a free thing here, which we are doing, and then we're going to be seeing the Quem going to be attempting to bring it back out. We do have the copy of Jerusalem to play around that, though. Talk about a crazy card. And we are thinking now. We do have the Sorenir. We couldn't have chained it because I didn't have any monsters on the field. But we're going to get rid of the Shurag. Summoning itself out here. Then we're going to activate to banish to add back. Now, whatever we summon off branded in red cannot attack directly. But there is a world where we go... Well, we have branded fusion here. So yeah, we're going to activate branded in red, add back the Albaz, and use the Albaz plus the Sorenir to go for a copy of Lubellion. Lubellion effect is going to activate, sending the copy of branded opening. And we're going to put back into the deck the Albaz as well as our copy of Garanganol. This is going to let us go for the second copy of Mirror Jade here, and that's going to also put back the Garanganol so we can use the copy of Cartesia when we need it. And then we are going to activate the effect of the Mirror Jade, going to be banishing the copy of Jerusalem here. We do go battle phase, and that is going to be attacking for game here, with not even needing that copy of the Titanic Lab, which is really cool. So we see Brandon end up taking the win here, which is quite nice. One of my favorite decks of the format. We didn't get to see them get hit with Ash Blossom on the Branded Fusion, which hopefully we will see a lot less this format. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.